Hi, Luke here from Technocamps, and today we're just going to be going through a quick little programming task for you guys to do. So we're going to ask you to try and program a computer game of rock, paper, scissors. So what your program should do is it should allow the user to enter a choice of rock, paper, or scissors in some sort of format. So mine's going to ask for R, P, or S. But if you want to use the words rock, paper, or scissors, you should try and make sure that your program is case insensitive. So words starting with a capital R are accepted, and things like that. It should also be able to tell the user, hey, you inputted something that doesn't look like rock, paper, or scissors. Mine has quite a condescending message, so we'll get to that in a bit. Then the computer should randomly make a choice of rock, paper, or scissors, with each being equally likely. So you can use the randint function to choose a number which is either 0, 1, or 2, and you could map that to say 0 is rock, 1 is paper, and 2 is scissors if you like. The program then should then print out what I've chosen. So let's say I chose rock. It should then print out what the computer's chosen. Let's say the computer also picked rock, and then it should print out this round was a tie. So you'll have an if statement checking what the user chose, and then inside those if statements you'll have nested if statements checking what the computer chose and giving the appropriate output. When all of the above are working, so when you have a simulation that runs just a single round of rock, paper, scissors, you can try and make it a little bit better by having it play multiple rounds over and over again. So then you need to make sure that your program would keep track of who wins each round. So at the end of the game, or when someone reaches a certain number of rounds, the program can stop and tell you who won overall. We then have an extension which would ask you to change it from just rock, paper, scissors to rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. And here is a table to show you the logic of who wins in rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. And these sorts of games have been extended. So if you Google RPS 101, so rock, paper, scissors 101, it's actually rock, paper, scissors with 101 different options, and it's very complicated, but it's something funny to look at. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of our code. So I've started my code running, and it said, please enter R, P, or S for your choice of rock, paper, or scissors respectively. So R is rock, P is paper, S is scissors. And let's say I typed in something that isn't a valid input, something like Keith. It gives me a condescending message of, bad human, try again. Try looking at the keyboard and selecting either R, P, or S. So I'm going to choose paper this time. I can choose either lowercase or uppercase. I'm just going to do lowercase. So lowercase p is paper. So round 1, I chose paper. The computer chose rock. So rock loses to paper. Paper beats rock. Yeah, cool. So the player has won this round. So I'm 1-0 up. The next round starts. So my game runs 3 rounds. So this time I'm going to choose rock. I chose rock, the computer chose rock, so this time it was a tie. Then we get to the third and final round. I'm going to choose scissors. I chose scissors, the computer chose rock, so the computer won because rock beats scissors. So the final outcome was the computer won 1 round, I won 1 round, and then my program worked out who'd won more or less and managed to print that this match was a tie. Why not try again? There are lots of different ways to do programming tasks, so if you have thought of a way of programming rock, paper, scissors completely differently to how I've explained it, or how I outline it in this document, do it your way. Just make sure it works every time. One of the good tips is to remove the random choice. Just make sure that the computer chooses rock to work through the logic to make sure your logic is right, then make sure that your computer chooses paper, make sure your logic's right, make sure it chooses scissors, check that your if statements have the logic correctly, and then let it choose randomly. Okay, so we hope that you enjoy trying to do this, and hopefully maybe you try and do the extension, and if you do Google RPS 101, maybe have a good little giggle, because it's quite funny. Cheers.